Toyota Hilux නම් Toyota Lanka තමයි.
අපට විශ්වාස Toyota Lanka.
A Sri Lankan Airlines flight carrying several high-profile organised criminals and drug traffickers, namely Kehelbaddara Padme, Commando Salinda and Bako Saman, touched down at Bandaranaike International Airport at approximately 7:30 p.m. last evening. These individuals were recently apprehended through a coordinated operation involving Sri Lanka Police, the Jakarta Police in Indonesia and Interpol. Accompanying the extradited suspects were members of the Indonesian police force who were formally received at the airport by Assistant Superintendent of Police Rohana Olugala of the Western North Crime Division and ASP Mahinda Jayasundara of the Criminal Investigation Department. Also present at the airport were Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Ananda Wijepala and Inspector General of Police Priyantha Weerasuriya. As a gesture of appreciation, both officials presented awards to the Indonesian officers who played key roles in the success of the international operation. Shortly after, Minister Wijepala and IGP Weerasuriya addressed the media at the airport premises.
The rise of organised criminal activity in the past can largely be attributed to the political protection extended to these groups. Some politicians not only relied on these underworld figures to consolidate their own power, but also exploited their resources and properties for personal gain. Investigations have revealed that certain assets belonging to these criminals were used by individuals in political office. A comprehensive inquiry will be carried out into all suspects who have now been taken into custody. We are committed to dismantling the underworld networks that have fueled violence across the country, and we assure the public that decisive action will be taken to restore law and order. The Criminal Investigation Department, which had once lost public trust, has re-emerged as a respected and effective force thanks to its recent efforts. I strongly believe the officers responsible for these achievements deserve both recognition and reward. Alongside continued development of departmental infrastructure, it is equally important to ensure that these dedicated officers receive the promotions they have rightfully earned. We are committed to intensifying our ongoing efforts to curb the influence and operations of organised criminal networks. If an individual is intimidated by such threats, then policing may not be the right profession for them. Every police officer has the authority and indeed the responsibility to exercise their legal powers to bring such criminals to justice. We will take every necessary measure to protect and support officers who carry out their duties with courage and integrity.
By 9:15 p.m., the 5 suspects were escorted from the airport amid heightened security and handed over to the CID. Three of the suspects, Mandinu Padmasiri Pereira alias Kehelbaddara Padme, Nilanga Sampath Silva alias Hanadura Nilanga and Shalintha Madhushan Pereira alias Commando Salintha were handed over to 3 separate CID investigative units for interrogation. Meanwhile, Lahiru Madhushanka alias Thambili Lahiru and NN Prasanga alias Bako Saman were initially placed under the custody of the Western North Crime Division. However, due to security concerns, they were subsequently transferred to the Colombo Port Police where further questioning is underway. During interrogation, the suspects provided crucial details related to the infamous triple murder of Kadja and his 2 children, a case that previously sparked national outrage. According to confessions, the victim had acquired narcotics from a dealer known as Darun but had failed to pay for the drugs. The suspects admitted to having executed the murder in retaliation for the unpaid debt. Meanwhile, reports have emerged that the 5 notorious criminals, including Kehelbaddara Padme, attempted to escape from the Metro Police headquarters in Jakarta, Indonesia, prior to their extradition to Sri Lanka. The escape plot was allegedly orchestrated with the assistance of several Indonesian inmates. The attempt coincided with widespread protests that recently erupted in Jakarta. During the unrest, a group of demonstrators surrounded the metropolis headquarters, prompting local authorities to deploy tear gas to disperse the crowd. Amid the chaos, the 5 Sri Lankan detainees exploited the situation, claiming respiratory distress due to the tear gas and attempting to flee custody. However, their escape was swiftly thwarted by Indonesian security forces. In light of this development, President Anura Dissanayaka had personally contacted Assistant Superintendent of Police Rohan Olugala and ASP Mahinda Jayasundara to receive a direct briefing on the matter. Following high-level discussions, the decision was made to expedite the extradition process. Though initially scheduled to arrive in Sri Lanka today, the suspects were instead flown in ahead of schedule and arrived on the island last night under heightened security.